Do you like shooting videos from your smartphone? Well, then having great audio is an absolute must. The Rode SmartLav Plus microphone is a great addition to your on-the-go shooting kit. Check the affiliate link in the video description for more information. Hey, what's going on, everybody? My name is Matt Jarbo. This is the MundaneChats channel, and it appears that YouTube is once again throwing a wrench into a certain community here on the platform and demonetizing content. And it's not really in the area you might think. It's actually hitting pro wrestling channels. And it's not just like channels that, upload content from WWE and all the other WrestleManias and shit, and then have that content ID flagged. This is hitting podcasts of users that are just talking about WrestleMania, talking about this industry, not showing any footage or anything, and these guys are being demonetized. In fact, it even hit Steve and Larson, which is a pretty popular show here on the platform, and no one can really figure out why, right? No one can really figure out why this is happening because YouTube hasn't come out and said why this is happening. But I mean, to, I guess, give YouTube credit, they never actually come out and say why any of this is actually remotely happening. See, a couple months ago, Let's Players were hit when you start hearing about how violent video game footage is being demonetized. But even YouTube has kind of addressed that just recently, and they were saying, like, for the most part, it tends to be okay in context of the game itself, but it's really the cutscenes that are the issue here. They actually did say that in the update from the other day, which I thought was odd. So it's kind of like, and this might be one of their ways of trying to push people around showcasing gameplay streams from all the way through, is that cutscenes might have violence in them, and those technically aren't considered transformative work because you're not actively controlling those cutscenes. So I don't know, but there's been a big pushback against violent video games, and a lot of people are kind of like, well, wait, I play violent video games. This is part of my shtick, and what the hell? It's possible that that is the reason why YouTube might be demonetizing pro wrestling content, because wrestling is a form of violence. I mean, it's a performance art. I would go as far as to say that wrestlers, professional wrestlers, are most definitely athletes. They're also very good at creating the male soap opera fiction that we find ourselves watching. Not me, I don't watch any of that stuff, but you might watch some of that stuff. But let's be fair, it's fiction. It's soap opera fiction, but it works. It works on that particular level. It's fun. These are larger than life characters that play out these storylines and then beat the crap out of each other in front of screaming fans. But we all know that it's fake. We all know that it's not real. YouTube knows that it's not real. Anyone with half a brain knows that it's not real. So why the demonetization? Why go after pro wrestling discussion channels? I mean, if it's because these channels talk about violent acts, and that might be something that YouTube is wanting to cut down on. I mean, look, to be fair, I cover all sorts of shit, and I do have to pick and choose what I talk about depending on what it is and depending on whether or not I want to make any money at it. This is my job. This is my career. I have to play the game as much as I don't want to. I'd like to talk about everything. When you get like something like Manchester, people are like, are you going to talk about it? I'm all like, there's no real point. There's just no point for me. It's like, for one, anything I'm going to say has already been said, and two, there would be no money in it. So it's kind of like that, it's like YouTube is shutting those areas down in terms of viability in that particular market. And I'm wondering if that is transferring its way over to wrestling. But wrestling? Like, I could understand like backyard wrestling where it's like, it's not fake. These kids are trying to beat the crap out of each other, and those kind of videos being demonetized for violence. But this is professional wrestling. These are men who are paid millions of dollars a year to grope up on each other in front of millions of people. Like, this is not violence, and people know that it's fake. So again, it's one of those things where I don't know if this is a glitch in the system. It might just be making its way through the different communities, because I do news coverage, as I said, like Manchester, something that's a no-no. There are people out there that will talk about London and they'll go L0 London. You know what I mean? Like they won't spell out London as a way to get around the filter. I've watched the Jimmy Dore show. Don't blame me for that one, but I've seen the Jimmy Dore show when he wants to talk about Syria. Syria is a no-no word. You can't use Syria. So he'll spell it out. with, you know, dashes in between. Same with ISIS or ISIL or Iraq or anything of that nature. Extreme, you know, terrorism. People will find other words for it. So I guess what I'm saying to wrestlers or to wrestling fans here is maybe use different words. See if that helps. Maybe use different terminology. Find ways around your keywords. Your core audience will still be there. It may not grow because you're not able to get the other audiences coming in, but also look into alternatives. Don't let it shut you down. And there are pro wrestling commentator channels that are shutting down or at least slowing down content because YouTube is just coming in and just fisting them right in the anus. You know, they're just prolapsing the shit out of that. And that's one of the problems that stems from this particular type of, I don't want to call it censorship because I don't view it as censorship, but it's from this change that this is like a weird version of menopause, but for YouTubers, because we all know that the change is happening. We just don't know when or where or how it's going to affect us. This almost feels like a slow burn hysterectomy. It's just one of those things where you have to just hope to God it gets better. And I'm hoping that it does. I'm hoping that the wrestling channels very much are able to kind of come back from this. I know that that is a very large part of commentating on YouTube. People who love talking about wrestling. Well, it's not for me. It's a big thing for a lot of people out there. My Twitter feed, every time there's a goddamn WrestleMania, non-stop WrestleMania. So I know people love that shit. And I really hope from one content creator to another content creator, you guys are able to figure this thing out. If not, what I recommend would be live stream the conversations, open up super chat, and go to your fans for support. Find alternate means. The Amazon affiliate links I run in the beginning of this thing have been helping out quite a bit. Patreon. The fans during this particular situation, the listeners, the viewers, whatever you want to call them, they have been so generous, so loving, and so kind to all of us during this time that they are our saviors, and we want to continue to produce the content that you guys like, and this might be the way we have to do it for the time being. So to all the people out there being affected by this in the wrestling community, I wish you the absolute best of luck. Just look at your titles, your thumbnails, your descriptions, your tags, and find a way to maybe tweak it a little bit to where it's not going to be impacted by that. There are ways to play around in the system. There you go. Anyway, my name is Matt Jarbo, but I'm Mundane Matt. I'll talk to you guys later. Have yourself a fantastic day. And seriously, thank you very much for watching the channel every single day. It means the absolute world to me. I'll be here tomorrow. Talk to you guys again. Have yourself a fantastic day. Peace out.